Hey everyone. First of all, I apologize if this goes off prematurely or goes off after a certain amount of minutes and I either have to redo it or do a second part. Which usually when I do a full video it ends up in second parts anyway. Anyway, I was watching once again Andre of Black Nerd Comedy, Andre Meadows, review of Black Nerd Comedy that is. His review of the recent TMNT episode on Nickelodeon this past Sunday. And he asked for anybody out there with I'm guessing it could be, a fan of any generation, to give our thoughts on Mona Lisa, on this incarnation of Mona Lisa, now that she's in the series. Now, is this a one-time deal? Probably, probably not. We don't really know. I mean, usually with this series, and I'll give it credit being similar somewhat to the 2003-2009 series, they keep in continuity and they do bring back characters, especially if it results in an epic battle or whatever, or an event. So anyway, Andre just wanted people's thoughts on it. Now I didn't see the episode, because had I known Mona Lisa was going to appear, I might have just checked it out, just for the fact that I like anybody else, like Mona Lisa. I thought she was in the original 80s cartoon, well actually, it's more like early 90s cartoon, late 80s, early 90s cartoon on CBS, which the episode aired, which was around 1990, 91, I believe, about that time. 90, 91, I have to look back because I have the complete series. I like Mona Lisa because wit-wise, she can match wit and sarcasm and snarkiness with Raphael, I think, more than he expected. Now, what I like about this, though, now, here's the thing I liked about that was, Raphael kind of took to her a little bit, kind of accused her of something that she was trying to prevent, and long story short, he basically came to see her as not just an ally, but as a friend, and if not something more. Because he saw that she was doing whatever it took to save these people, not trap them. So, I mean, she even fought in the episode too, so that's pretty cool. I mean, being impressed with like her swimming and all that, I really liked it, I really did. Now, when you compare it to this version, of course, she's not a mutant. She's full-on salamandrian alien race. And that's cool and everything. I'm okay with that. I'm okay because, you expect these kind of things to change. Usually these kind of changes usually mean that when people do them, it's to try to make the series, continue to give the series its own identity. Continue to give it its own identity so that, nobody will say it's similar, if not the same as the previous incarnations. It's its own deal. It's its own thing. So, I do like that, I really do. I can respect and appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I may not like the fact that they teenaged April and Casey and Karai and even the fake Irma and all that. No, I'm not happy about that. But at least I'm willing to accept that they did it to keep their own identity. And also to kind of play into the fact that this is, of course, another alternate universe, and that let's say they do the crossover episode, which they're planning to do with the original 80s, 90s series totals, then you might even have Mona Lisa crossing over and meeting face to face with that Mona Lisa, and kind of seeing you kind of see what I'm talking about, the big origin difference. And what I mean by big origin difference is that you kind of, I mean, I could just imagine if they were to, hold on. I mean, I could just imagine if they were to include this version of Mona Lisa as part of that crossover and she meets her 80s and 90s counterpart. I could just imagine the back and forth conversation of how both came to be and both being shocked at the difference of origin. That could be something. But again, I can respect, in a sense, even though I may not like some of the decisions and some of the changes they did, I can respect the fact that they're at least trying to create their own identity, and yes, I have to take into effect that it is basically another version of the Turtles based in another alternate universe. So I have to accept that, I have to expect that. Now, as far as comparing both, I mean the origins, of course, with Mona Lisa on this series and the her original appearance back in 91, 92, between 90 and 91, or 92, whatever. Oh, basically 90, 91. When you compare the two, it's really different because, like I said, she's not a mutant in this incarnation. She's an alien salamander. But when you compare it to the other one, it's like one of the reasons people like Mona Lisa there is because yes, she was a mutant. But here was the deal. She was human, just like Splinter was, before she became the salamander. Obviously, that's what she is, a lizard salamander, if you will. That we saw later on that started crushing on Raphael and vice versa. So, we could accept that because at least, she used to be human and now she's this, and Raphael just used to be a plain old pet turtle, now he's this, and it's like, hey, that's cool with us. And again, throughout the Raphael Meets His Match episode, she did prove her worth as not only trying to help save the people, but also being able to fight and take care of things herself. And, to me, I think that's what really got the fans behind her. The fact that she did all that, and everything. The fact that she did all that, as well as she was indeed the perfect match for Raphael, because she can, like I say, match wit, sarcasm, and snarkiness with it. So that was really cool. What I will say this, even though I didn't see the episode, and I could probably watch it on demand, if they have the Think and Show on demand. What I like about this is, here you have Raphael, just like in the previous incarnations, being more of the fighting, kind of in-your-face kind of guy, and yet, he's taken aback by someone that can beat him at his own game of being badass and kicking butt. Basically, he gets tamed by someone that basically, like he likes to do to his enemies and opponents, beat the crap out of him. Obviously, that's all it takes to tame him into being more reasonable and being more like, okay, maybe this way isn't the best way, maybe that way isn't the best way, or whatever. I mean, because when you have Raphael, according to what Andre said in his review, basically being the voice of reason, it's like something had to happen to make that happen. So, I do like it, I really do. And then you kind of get Mona Lisa, you could tell when Raphael tries to go meet up with her and the commander to basically make peace and try to get them to work together, she doesn't shoot him, she doesn't kill him, she just shoots the ice, basically knocking him down, or causing him to fall. And it's because, in a sense, and Andre, you didn't point this out, even though I didn't see the episode, you didn't point this out. I think she was impressed at first, not just by his fighting skills, but the fact that he was resilient enough to come back from getting his butt kicked to try to meet up with them and try to work something out. I think that was part of it. But another thing, of course, yes, going, like I just mentioned, is the combating skills. When he comes to her aid and saves her from the ice monster, Andre basically said, she said something after he saved her. She said, I am impressed with your fighting skills. And when I heard Andre mention that line Mona Lisa said, this version of Mona Lisa said, I was like, that sounds familiar. Or it's very similar. Where have I seen a situation like that before? And then it hit me. They're not just taking inspiration and creating a new take on Mona Lisa with a new origin and all that for this series, but they're also taking inspiration for her being an ass kicker, if you will, being a fighter, being feisty, if you will, from Ninjara of the Archie comic Ninja Turtles. You got that right, because hear me out. Hear me out. When she tells Raphael, I am impressed with your fighting skills, and she starts warming up to him and starts recuperating the feelings he's having for her, basically acknowledging that sooner or later they're going to come face to face and get it on, if you know what I'm saying. When she said that, it reminded me of Ninjara basically being very similar in a way to Raphael. Because Raphael was being smitten with the fact that he was this humanoid fox, this anthropomorphic humanoid fox, not a mutant, if you will, but this humanoid anthropomorphic fox, basically kicking his butt, kicking his friend's butt, and yet because of this, not only does he become smitten, but he can also tell in a sense that maybe she's not everything she's doing, that maybe there's more to her than what she's showing, that maybe there's a side of her that's actually good, and yet she doesn't realize that what she's doing is wrong. But again, it was just that one line that made me think it's very similar to the situation with Ninjara. So basically, when you think about it, what you have here with this incarnation of Mona Lisa is not just by name a combination of the Mona Lisa mutant-wise or species-wise from the original cartoon series and name-wise, but you have a combination of Ninjara inside of her as well. So basically to me, in my opinion, what the creators did is they took Ninjara, the things that made Ninjara badass and a fan favorite. They took things that made the original Mona Lisa badass and a fan favorite, merged them together, and thus we ended up getting the 2015, not 2012, 2015 Mona Lisa that debuted, that was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con and officially debuted this past Sunday on Nickelodeon. That's what we got. I know it sounds strange. I know some people are watching this and thinking, no, that's not right, is it? Go back, watch the episode, you tell me. You tell me you don't see, when you see this new Mona Lisa, that you don't see a Mona Lisa comprised of the best qualities of Ninjara from the comics and the best qualities of the Mona Lisa of the cartoon series, of the original cartoon series. You don't tell me you don't see that, and I'll be surprised. Because even though I didn't watch the episode, just by the fact from Andre Meadows, the Black Nerd Comedy's review on it, this is definitely a combination of both characters fused, merged into one character. And I like it. I really do. And also to me, even though I didn't see the episode, to me, this kind of showcases what they could have done with Mona Lisa in the original cartoon series. Because little trivia fact, Mona Lisa was supposed to come back during the first season of the Red Sky seasons. That's right, season 8. Somehow, some way, it might have been part of Cry of Havoc, Mona Lisa was supposed to come back. She was. But she never did. One-time appearance was season 4. And ironically, and this is a little bit of trivia too, and I read this up online and was surprised, this being season 4 of 2012 Turtles, in which she debuted in the season 4 of the original cartoon. Kind of surprising there, huh? Kind of like, it's almost like the creator said, okay, we're going to debut Mona Lisa, but we're going to debut her in the 4th season, just like she debuted in the 4th season of the original cartoon. But, as I was saying, when you go back and you watch this, or you go back and watch Andre's review of it, think about what I've just mentioned. How I feel they've taken the best qualities of Ninjara and Mona Lisa, of Ninjara from the comics and the original Mona Lisa, and made them into this Mona Lisa. Then you tell me right now that you don't see similarities. I mean, the fact that she becomes smitten by the impressiveness of his fighting skills, not just by saving her, but by his fighting skills, and the fact that he becomes smitten because she kicked his butt, just like, let's say, Ninjara did, sort of, holding her own in the comics, when she first met him. I'm just saying, folks. It's my opinion. That's what Andre wanted. He wanted our opinion on this new version of Mona Lisa, and that's what I see. Even though I didn't see the episode, that's what I see. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me or not on Mona Lisa being a conglomerate the best qualities of Ninjara from the Archie comics and the original Mona Lisa from the original cartoon? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I am out.